Okay, let's talk about hurricanes. And let's talk about the considerations of bugging out. A lot of people say, well, should I bug out? Should I not bug out? Well, here's some things to ask yourself that might help you make that decision. First of all, what is your local authorities telling you to do? If they say you need to leave, then leave. That's always a smart thing to do. The first thing I ask myself, though, is what is the category of the storm and is it survivable? And I always up it one category. If the storm says it's going to be a 3, I always treat it like a 4. And ask myself, can this structure sustain a category 4? The next thing I ask myself is what is my shelter strength? And what wind zone load is my shelter? So my home has 150 mile an hour wind zone loads. So if the storm is predicted to be a category 2, then I'll probably stay. But if it goes 3 or more, then I'm probably going to leave. So do I have a safe place to bug out to? Is it safe to go? So if you don't have a safe place to go to, then it's probably not smart to leave. If you already have a safe place set aside several hundred miles away, and you can leave a couple days early, then it might be feasible. The next thing to think about is, do you have enough fuel to make your bug out location without having to refuel, or you know exactly where you can get fuel? And the next thing to think about is, can you leave in time and not get trapped on the route going to your bug out location? So if the hurricane is predicted to hit, like, let's say, Friday, then you need to be gone by Tuesday. You don't need to wait till Thursday to leave and get caught in all the extra aftermath. The next thing is a bug out route clear and open to travel? Is it going to be clear to get there? Or are you going to have thousands of cars also congesting that route? And then, of course, like I said before, are you being told to evacuate? And I also want to add, don't make decisions on bugging out based on your stuff. Or is it inconvenience? Oh, I just don't want to make that long ride. Stuff can be replaced. Inconvenience can be tolerated. If you need to bug out and you're sitting in a mobile home and there's a Cat 4 or 5 coming across, even a Cat 3, you probably don't want to stay in there. You need to at least go to a solid structure. And in your county, they always have these fallout shelters and stuff, so it might be good to go there. It's not very comfortable, but it could save your life. So if you decide to bug out, let's talk about that. So you have decided to bug out, so this is your checklist for that. Have a plan and a backup plan. Have a bug out destination. Have your reservations already made well before you leave, because they could be full. Have at least 3 routes pre-planned and marked on a map, not on your phone, but on a map so you can get there even if your phone goes down. Have enough fuel to make the entire trip. So you might want to put a can or 2 in the back just in case something happens that the fuel's out along the way. Have enough water to make the entire trip. Have enough food to make the trip, and I would suggest maybe throw a couple MREs in there or something. Always expect not to make it and have to sleep in your car along the way. Have a spare tire, have the tools to change the tire, and know how to change the tire. Carry your bug out bag with you, which will have all your essentials in it. Have a GPS. Leave early and before everyone else. Like I said earlier, don't wait and leave the day before. Book reservations earlier, like I said, and call on the way and make sure that the reservations are confirmed. Have a small toolkit. Have designated rest sites along the way so you don't get too tired and try to drive the whole thing. Keep track of the storm along the way, because you could accidentally, let's say you live in Central Florida and you're going to bug out to West Florida. Well, along the way, the storm changes its route and starts headed to West Florida, and now you're bugging out right into the storm. So make sure that your bug out location is nowhere in where the storm could change and go. Carry personal protection items, weapons, whatever you need to protect yourself along the way, because it could be people taking advantage of the storm. Carry camping gear and expect to have to use it. So always carry a complete camping gear. Carry extra blankets. Be prepared to sleep in your vehicle if you had to. If something was to happen, you may have to sleep in that vehicle. Carry some headlights, phone chargers, and if you got little kids, God bless you, because it's a hard thing to bug out with children. You know, they're always hungry, they're tired, they don't like sitting in those car seats. It's very uncomfortable. So carry entertainment for them too, and think about what it would be like if you were a little kid having to bug out. It's scary because you hear mommy and daddy talking about a storm coming and all that. You can make it fun for them though. Anyway, we had to do that last year. We had a Cat 5 coming across here, and I always say if it's above Cat 3, we're gone, and it went pretty good. We had reservations up in the mountains, way away from everything. We drove up there in about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, something like that. We arrived. There was hardly nobody at the resort. It was a golf resort, and we were almost the only people there. Really nice place. It was in Pine Mountain, Georgia. Very nice place. And we took the whole family. We all went up there, and we just stayed for 2 days, enjoyed the scenery, went out to eat a couple times, sit around and talk, just had a good time. Took all the kids too, and storm came by, blew trees down, scared the hell out of everybody around here, and almost destroyed a couple of little towns around here, and it was probably pretty scary to be here at that time, and I'd hate for the kids to have to go through that, but we were sitting back and enjoying it. And then we just come riding back into town right after the storm left and checked out everything, and everything was good to go. So we even left a camera here that we could watch. We were watching the storm on camera while we were on vacation to make sure nobody was looting or whatever. People don't like to loot too much in a storm. They'll come loot right after. But anyway, that's just some of the things to think about if you're going to bug out. And what you should be thinking about, you're going to need to take some cash. You're going to need to take credit cards, because a lot of times the hotels and stuff don't like cash. They like credit cards, so they can charge you later if you tear it up. So you need to have both. And just be ready to, it's kind of like a little mini vacation if you have to go. Don't worry about your stuff at home, because you can always replace stuff. You can't replace lives. Okay? Don't forget to pray. Don't forget to ask God for his guidance, because he will certainly guide you, and he will help you along the way. All right? Go out and make your family, your friends, and your fellow warrior